Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
Thursday, Austin's Cartoons is back with another hilarious reminder that waiting for Social Security isn't the same as waiting for social media attention.
Thursday is here, and Austin's Cartoons brings us a funny reality check. Some posts don't go viral, and neither does patience at the Social Security office.
Welcome to another Thursday with Austin's Cartoons, where humor, retirement, and modern-day confusion collide in the most relatable way. Let's bring on the laughter.
Secure 65 health plans where senior thrive. Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
What if the retirement system you trusted your whole life was never designed to fully protect you? Watch now.
Why are so many Americans working past retirement age just to survive? Watch now.
What happens when the system millions depend on starts changing faster than people can keep up? Watch now here at Secure 65 Health Plans.
Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Secure 65 Health Plans right here on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook. I'm your host, Monet Swan. Let's jump into it. Because, you know, Social Security might be one of the most misunderstood programs in America. Everybody talks about it, everybody pays into it, and everybody has an opinion about it. But very few people actually understand how it works, why it was created, and how it changed over time, and why so many seniors today feel confused, frustrated, or honestly, a little betrayed. And that's what we're talking about today. Not fear, not politics, and not panic. Just honest, good old truth. Because Social Security isn't just, well, it's not just a government program. It's emotional, it's personal, it's survival for millions of Americans. For some people, that check really represents grocery money. For others, it's medication money. For others, it's the difference between staying independent and having to ask for help. And right now, there are major changes, major conversations, and major misconceptions happening around Social Security that every senior and every family member needs to understand. So today, we're breaking down the myths, the truths, the history, where we are now, and where this whole thing may be headed in the future. Because whether you're retired already, 5 years away, or helping your parents navigate retirement, this really matters. Now, first, let's go backwards for a minute. Social Security was created in 1935 during the Great Depression. And you guys, back then, America had a serious problem. Older Americans were falling into extreme poverty. People worked until their bodies literally gave out. And if they didn't have family support, many were simply left struggling. So, Social Security was created as a safety net, not a luxury plan, not a wealth building strategy, simply a safety net. And the idea was simple: workers pay into the system while they're younger, and later, they receive income during retirement. Now, at the time, life expectancy was much shorter, right? Many people never collected benefits very long at all. But America changed. People started living longer. Healthcare improved. Families became smaller. Pensions started disappearing. The workforce shifted. Divorce rates increased. Women entered the workforce in larger numbers. And suddenly, the system that was built for one America had to support a completely different America. And that's where many of the myths began. One of the biggest myths is this: well, if I work harder and pay more money in, I automatically get way more out. Well, not exactly. And here's why. Social Security calculates your benefits using your highest 35 years of earnings. So if someone worked 45 years instead of 35 years, unfortunately, those extra years don't necessarily increase benefits the way people think they should. Now imagine hearing that after waking up at 4:30 in the morning for 40 years. That's why people feel frustrated, because emotionally, people believe effort and reward should perfectly match. But Social Security was never ever designed like an investment account. It was designed like a social insurance system. And that's a huge difference, you guys, okay? Another myth is this: if both spouses worked, both get full benefits. And unfortunately, this is also not always true. A lot of couples are shocked to discover that spousal benefit rules can reduce what one spouse actually receives. So let me give you an example. One spouse may qualify for spousal benefit worth up to 50% of the other spouse's benefit. But in many situations, they cannot fully stack both benefits together the way people assume. And this especially catches women off guard, okay? Women who work part-time while raising children. Women who entered the workforce later. Women who assumed every dollar they paid in would come directly back to them someday. And speaking of marriage, let's talk about one of the strangest parts of Social Security: divorce. A lot of people do not realize that ex-spouses can qualify for benefits based on a former spouse's work history if the marriage lasted at least 10 years. Now, emotionally, this topic gets people fired up, right? But the reason these rules exist is because lawmakers recognize that many spouses sacrificed earning years, sacrificed them to support household and raise children. The system tried to compensate for that reality. The problem is, modern relationships became far more complicated than the original system anticipated. And now we have situations where multiple former spouses may qualify under one worker's earnings history. That's why many experts say Social Security rules haven't fully caught up with modern American life. So now let's move into where we are today, because this is where things get very, very real. One of the biggest Social Security stories happening right now is the repeal of something called WEP and GPO. Okay, so now listen carefully, because this affects millions of retirees. Okay, so for decades, many teachers, firefighters, police officers, postal workers, and government employees had their Social Security benefits reduced because of rules called the Windfall Elimination Provision, or WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, or GPO. A lot of those retirees felt punished for public service. Well, now, after years of complaints and political pressure, those rules were repealed under the Social Security Fairness Act. And many retirees are finally seeing larger monthly checks and even retroactive lump sum payments. Some seniors are seeing increases of hundreds of dollars monthly. And for many people listening right now, this may explain why your friend suddenly called saying, "My Social Security check went up, girl." And that is one of the biggest retirement stories in America right now. Okay. But while some people are receiving increases, others are still struggling to keep up with inflation. So now that brings us to another huge myth. Every COLA increases, well, it helps seniors catch up, right? Not necessarily. Yes, Social Security received a cost of living adjustment, which is COLA, but Medicare premiums, well, they also increased. So many retirees technically received a raise, but barely felt it because healthcare costs ate up much, like a Pac-Man, of their increase. And seniors noticed that immediately. They notice it at the pharmacy. They notice it at the grocery. They notice it at the gas pump. And that's why so many older Americans say, everything keeps going up except my money. Now, here's another important change. Many people still do not fully understand, and that's called full retirement age, because now it's officially 67 for many Americans. A lot of people still think retirement automatically starts at 65, but that is no longer the reality. You can still claim benefits early, but claiming early can permanently reduce your monthly payments. And that's a critical conversation, because more seniors are working longer than previous generations ever expected. Some are working because they want purpose. Others are working because they simply need the money. So now let's talk about something that is becoming more and more and more common in America: seniors going back to work. And honestly, for a lot of people, retirement today does not look anything like what our parents imagined. Some seniors are returning to work because they really want to find purpose, and they need that social interaction. And I work because of that too. Others are doing it because inflation has made it difficult to survive on a fixed income alone. And this is where an important Social Security update comes in. Working seniors can now earn more income before penalties kick in. In 2026, people under full retirement age can earn up to $24,480 before their benefits are reduced. And for those reaching full retirement age, the earnings limit increases to $65,160 before withholding rules apply. And that matters because today's seniors are doing everything from part-time jobs to consulting work. Some are even driving Uber or Lyft. Some are caregivers, helping family while trying to supplement their income. Others are selling products online, working seasonal jobs, or building small businesses later in life. This is not the retirement model America used to picture decades ago, only decades ago. Today's retirement often looks like adaptation. And honestly, many seniors are becoming more entrepreneurial than ever before because, let's face it, they have to be. Now, while seniors are trying to stay financially stable, another major conversation is heating up again across the country. The future of Social Security and the trust fund. You've probably seen the headlines already. I mean, they're everywhere. Social Security is running out. The system is collapsing. Younger generations may never ever see any benefits. So let's put that to the side and put everything into perspective, because fear really helps nobody, okay? What experts are actually warning about is the possibility that the Social Security Trust Fund could face financial strain sooner than originally projected, with some reports pointing towards around 2032, if Congress does not make adjustments. That does not mean checks suddenly disappear overnight, you guys. Current retirees are unlikely to wake up one morning and see Social Security has just vanished. But it does mean serious conversations are happening about the future. Conversations about higher taxes, later retirement ages, reduced future benefit growth, and how younger generations, well, they may just carry more pressure financially than previous generations did. And this is where the emotional divide starts showing up between generations. Many younger workers are looking at Social Security differently than their parents and their grandparents did. Some are skeptical, some are frustrated, some are worried they are paying into a system that may look completely different by the time they retire. And that's why retirement planning today cannot rely on Social Security alone anymore. And honestly, this may be one of the biggest wake-up calls facing America right now, because people are living longer. Healthcare is more expensive. Housing costs are on the rise, and retirement itself is becoming more financially complicated than previous generations ever expected. And while all of these changes are happening, there's another issue seniors are experiencing in real time. Delays, long hold times, delayed applications, confusing notices, difficulty getting appointments, trouble reaching representatives. And many seniors are frustrated, and they should be, okay? Because part of the reason is because Social Security Administration is processing massive changes right now, especially with the repeal of WEP and GPO. And those rules are affecting millions of retirees. The system is overloaded, you guys. And when systems get overloaded, well, seniors often feel helpless. That's why organization matters more than ever right now. keeping documents, keeping copies of documents, following up consistently, understanding your benefit status, asking questions early instead of waiting until there's a crisis. Because let's face it, when government slows down, preparation becomes your only protection. And this is exactly why educational conversations like this one matters so very much. Not to scare people, but to help people navigate reality with wisdom instead of confusion. Okay, so now let's pause here because this next part matters most. Social Security was never ever intended to carry retirement all by itself. That is probably the biggest misunderstanding in America. It was designed to supplement retirement, not fully fund it. But over time, pensions disappeared, saving rates dropped, healthcare costs exploded, and life expectancy increased. And suddenly, millions of Americans became heavily dependent on Social Security only for survival. And that's the real issue. Not just the program itself, but the economic pressure surrounding aging in America. Housing costs, prescription costs, food prices, caregiving responsibility, loneliness, widowhood, debt lasting into retirement. That is why this conversation feels emotional for so many seniors. Because retirement today, it's just not financial. It is psychological, it's physical, it's social, and for many seniors, it feels uncertain. But here's the empowering part. Knowledge changes everything. When people understand when to claim, how spousal benefits work, how working affects benefits, how Medicare connects to retirement income, and how to build additional streams of support, they make better decisions. And better decisions create more stability. That's why these conversations matter. It's never ever to scare people, you guys, but to prepare people. Because the future of retirement in America, well, simply stated, it's changing. The old model was work one job, retire at 65, collect a pension, live quietly. The 401k came and changed all that, but the world is mostly gone from where they knew it. The new reality is flexibility, planning, education, and adaptation. And the seniors who stay informed are the ones most prepared to protect their independence. So if you take anything away from this episode, let it be this. Do not assume, do not guess, do not rely on outdated information from 20 years ago. Because Social Security rules change. Always. Medicare changes. Retirement changes. And America changes. And the people who understand those changes early, are usually the people who navigate aging with the most confidence. You work too hard your entire life, you guys, not to understand the system connected to your future. And whether you agree with the system or not, is not what's important. Understanding it is what gives you real power. And that matters, especially now. So thank you for joining us today. This episode is brought to you by Bivix Wealth and Insurance Solutions. Contact us today with your questions for expert legal and financial guidance designed to, help you create a holistic golden future that stays sound and stable no matter what life brings. Call us today at 833-300-4968 or email us at info@mybivix.com. You can also find new information every single day on Wealth Mastermind and Secure 65 Health Plans on Facebook and YouTube. And remember, all of this support for people of all ages is brought to you by Collaborative Expansion Foundation. We had an absolutely wonderful, marvelous Mother's Day. While I was out in the park and in the streets with my son and all of our volunteers throughout the community, we handed out bouquets to mothers who were absolutely thrilled, some even crying, to receive a little love and appreciation from a community who cares. One gentleman looked at me and said, "Well, I better see you back out here for Father's Day." And I started laughing just like this. And I said, of course, we support fathers and mothers equally because both are needed and valued. And that's what community is really all about, you guys. So please consider giving to Collaborative Expansion Foundation. We need your support, okay? Your support helps us continue providing valuable resources like our Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and VA benefits toolkit, along with wellness, education, and healthy living tips that people can use all year round, okay? It takes resources to serve people well, financially and knowledge. So give generously to our nonprofit because your donations are tax deductible. And what you do for your fellow man is truly priceless. If you have specific topics, you guys, you want us to cover, email us or leave your ideas in the comments below. We look at them, we'll do the research for you, and we'll get back to you. Okay, and lastly, before we go, subscribe. You wouldn't still be here if this information didn't bring value into your life, okay? The algorithms want to hear from you too, just like us, okay? Leave a comment. Share this episode with someone else. We see literally thousands of viewers across all of our streams every single week. And your engagement helps us continue growing and reaching more people who truly need this information. It could be life and death for them. So let's get it to them. Now, for now, stay informed, stay healthy, and stay golden. I'm Monet Swan, and I love you guys. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again either next Thursday or throughout the week. We love you. Bye. Thank you everyone for coming out and supporting us this past Sunday, because this past Mother's Day, we were out in the community handing flowers and food boxes out to mothers, senior women across Southern California, and having a lot of fun. And while we were doing that, somebody stopped me and said, "You better be doing something for fathers too." And respectfully, I smiled and said, absolutely. Because at Collaborative Expansion Foundation, we honor both mothers and fathers, okay? But let me be clear, we are not celebrating titles. We are recognizing the people who chose to show up, the ones who stayed committed through the ups and the downs, the ones who led with discipline, love, sacrifice, patience, and ongoing support. Being a good father matters. Being a good husband matters. Being present, well, that matters too. So don't come at me like I only recognize women. I recognize good people. And right now, the good ones need encouragement more than ever. They need support too. They need to be seen too. So this Father's Day, Collaborative Expansion Foundation will be out in parks across Southern California, recognizing fathers who have gone the extra mile for their families and communities. The fathers who stayed, the fathers who taught, the fathers who protected, and the fathers who loved when life and loving got hard. And if that sounds like your father, well, we want to hear from you, okay? Send us a picture of your father and a short video telling us why your father is terrific. We'll feature selected fathers during our live stream and across all of our social media platforms, because good men deserve recognition, good fathers deserve honor, and positive examples deserve to become the gold standard for the next generation. So send those videos and pictures to info@collaborativefoundation.org. Let's see how many incredible fathers we can recognize this year. Happy Father's Day from Collaborative Expansion Foundation.
BivX Wealth Insurance Solutions.